Welcome to Barreiro, the beginning of our journey through Linha do Sado. Today, we are going to travel end-to-end to Praias Sado. We will make stops along the route to allow us to truly savor the experience and discover the best of what each place has to offer. Let's enjoy this journey together and make the most of every stop along the way. But first, as usual, let's dive into the history of the railway and then we'll explore Barreiro's former station. Linha do Sado refers to the suburban service connecting Barreiro to Praias do Sado A. This service operates via Linha do Alentejo from Barreiro to Pinhal Novo and then continues along the Linha do Sul from Pinhal Novo to Praias Sado A, passing through Setúbal. The first section of Linha do Alentejo was inaugurated in 1861, connecting Barreiro to Vendas Novas. That same year, the Setúbal branch line, its former name, was also opened. It wasn't until the 20th century in 1920 that the section including Praias do Sado A was inaugurated, linking Setúbal to Alcácer do Sal. In 1980, a key connection between Linha do Sul and Linha do Alentejo was established through the Poceirão Junction. The other railways shown on the map, the Linha do Sul from Fogueteiro to Pinhal Novo section and the National Metallurgic branch line, were opened more recently, in 2004 and 2008 respectively. With that, let's now take a look at the old Barreiro station. This was actually the second station built in Barreiro, opened in 1884 to bring the railway terminal closer to the boat terminal. With the electrification of the Sado line, the station was closed in December 2008 and immediately replaced by a new one. Unfortunately, 17 years later, the station stands in a state of neglect. There have been proposals to breathe new life into the historic building, but we'll have to wait and see how things unfold. I truly hope something is done, because this station holds countless stories of the many travelers who passed through it. Our train is arriving, let's get our ticket ready and begin our journey. In the distance, we can spot the channel where the old Seixal branch line once ran. This line was inaugurated in 1923, offering a train service between Lavradio and Seixal. However, it was never particularly profitable, and the bridge over the channel became an obstacle for boats heading to the National Metallurgy Complex. In 1969, a boat collided with the bridge, causing it to collapse. Surprisingly, the boat suffered almost no damage. Some say the accident was premeditated, used as a pretext to shut down the branch line for good. The connection was never established and the remnants of the bridge were later transported to Alcácer do Sal, where they were used to replace an older structure. And with that, story time ends. We are now arriving at Lavradio, the third stop on the line, and the first stop on our exploration. At the west end of Lavradio station, there is a junction that connects the main line to several industrial sidings. In the past, Barreiro was a major industrial hub, but things have changed over time. Today, the line is only used to serve ADP Fertilizantes complex. Let's take a look at how shunting operations are carried out here, and then we'll continue our journey. First of all, the train arrives at the station. Then, the locomotive needs to change engine in order to pull the train into the sidings, as only the top end of the siding is electrified. Typically, before this maneuver, the crew has to wait for a suburban train to pass. Once the track is clear, the train proceeds. After the cargo is delivered, the locomotive heads back to its shed, usually in Poceirão or Praias do Sado. A diesel shunter arrives to collect the ammonia wagons and pulls them back to the south siding to switch tracks, as we can see from the real-life track layout. This maneuver is necessary to access another siding. The shunter then changes direction and finally heads to its destination, ADP Fertilizantes. We are now arriving at Alhos Vedros, where we'll briefly catch the voice of the Comboios de Portugal announcer and of course the train pulling in.
Senhores passageiros,
our journey continues. Moita is a common crossing point for trains heading in opposite directions, at least when everything is running on time. Next up is Pinhal Novo, the 8th stop on this railway and our 3rd stop on the journey, personally my favorite. Here we can see the first section of the Linha do Sul coming from Lisbon, connecting with our line. Pinhal Novo is the busiest station on this railway in terms of daily train traffic, thanks to its role as a junction station. It serves Vertago suburban trains connecting Lisbon to Setúbal, CP suburban trains between Barreiro and Praias Sado, CP intercity service from Lisbon to Évora and Faro, and even the Alfa Pendular, the Portuguese tilting high-speed train running from Porto to Faro. Shout out to this super kind train driver who gave us a horn blast and a wave. Thanks for the warm greeting. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram for daily content featuring trains across several European countries. If you'd like to help the channel reach new milestones and support the creation of even better content, you can do so through Buy Me a Coffee, the link is in the description. The station also sees frequent cargo traffic with freight trains passing through from Lavradio, the National Metallurgical Branch, and the Auto Europa car factory. These trains head in various directions towards northern Portugal via Vendas Novas, the port of Sines, the port of Setúbal, or even down to Algarve. Let's take a moment to appreciate this intercity train coming from Évora as it crosses multiple tracks to enter the station. Always an impressive sight. Next stop, Setúbal, our penultimate adventure. Setúbal is the terminus for Vertago's trains, as well as for the last service of the day coming from Barreiro. After Setúbal, the double track gives way to a single line for the rest of the journey. Back on track, we are nearing the end of our trip. After leaving Praça do Quevedo, the first stop on the single track section, we pass through the short Quevedo tunnel. Praias Sado, despite what the name might suggest, isn't a beach destination, but rather an industrial area with plenty of cargo train activity. Praias Sado, our final destination, we've made it. Although Praias Sado is a terminus, you'll notice a parallel track climbing away from the station. That line continues south, connecting to the rest of the southern Portugal. And with that, we've reached the end of our journey, and the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed the ride, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll see you for sure on the next trip.